an Australian citizen has been this, and this saddens me. It saddens me that an Australian citizen has gone over there and done that to those bloody good Kiwis. I'll tell you what, man. There is a real reason that we have Anzacs. Because we are, and look, man, we give Kiwis shit all the time. We do, and they give us shit. We're all sheep fuckers.
We're one of the same.
Yeah, but this saddens me. This is really. I think this conversation is going to take some time. Here's one of the things that I see that is sad. It's that. So he goes into a mosque and he shoots it up. And it saddens me that he did it.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it saddens me that he did it because of an ideology.
Yeah.
Because he has this belief that Islam is ruining the West and that, there's too many Muslims in New Zealand and Australia. Now, I think he's gone over to New Zealand to do it because their gun laws were a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this much, man. I'm not a fan of some of the policies of the governing party of New Zealand, but I am a fan of changing the gun laws. I really am. I think, and I'll give John Howard credit for changing our gun laws, despite the fact that he was a conservative. Do you know that the Premier of Queensland lost his job and his career as a politician as a consequence of supporting those gun laws back in 96.
No.
He lost his... And now that is
it's one of the best things Australia's ever done, though.
I just want to point out that is the mark of a man or woman that I want to elect. Someone who is going to do what they believe to be right despite the way the wind is blowing, right? Now, I'll also say this as well, that John Howard, love him or hate him, and some people love him and some people hate him. He was one of the last politicians that didn't just go, like, just put his finger up in the wind to see which way it's blowing and then go with that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's why Hillary Clinton lost the election, because everyone knew that she was just looking at polls on the screen and going that way. She didn't accept gay marriage until 2013, right? When it was poll tested and it was going well.
Going with the wind.
Now, I think that in terms of this New Zealand thing,
should we paint a picture for a second?
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm not just talking at my ass even more.
He was a white Australian citizen living in New Zealand, driving around.
Hold on.
There was a video. He filmed this live on Facebook.
I just want to point out the fact that he's white to me doesn't matter.
No.
The fact that he's a white nationalist and it may be a white ethno-nationalist, that matters.
Yeah, there you go.
Because his ideology.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So that's his ideology. He's sitting in his car. It's fucking horrible. He filmed this live on Facebook, which is one of the worst things as well, because to him it's glory. He's saying, to him, he's doing it for glory. He wants to be known, and he's succeeded, and etc. etc. So he's driving around. He's playing old.
Just speak up into the mic a little bit.
He's doing old time Civil War music while he's driving around, listening.
Really?
Listening. It's like meme music, really. He absolute nut job. Listening to meme music, old time Civil War music while doing this. He had 3 assault rifles, an AR-15.
He had an AR-15?
Yeah, he had an AR-15.
Jesus, dude.
Now, on all of his guns, they were all black guns, but in white paint marker, he had written names of other Christians that have killed Muslims before. So his guns were covered in torment.
So is he claiming to be Christian?
No, he had a neo-Nazi symbol on his jacket.
Do you mean a swastika?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a swastika on his jacket, so... He claims a lot of things, but he had written on his gun was all the times that the Western world essentially has attacked the Muslims and won, and so he's written all those battles and names of old war heroes or war crime acts that have killed Muslims or etc. etc. So completing on this ideology that he has, and he rocks up at the first mosque and just jumps out, grabs one of the assault rifles, couple rounds, and while playing this music still, and just walks in and methodically assassinates the whole mosque and just gets in his car, and sickening. He's able to drive off, just arrive at the next one and do the whole thing over again until he got caught. Just first place. And it was a busy period. There was at least, over 100 people shot methodically, like aimed to kill. And people running, someone trying tackling him, and it was horrific. And one of the most horrific things is it was filmed live, and it was online for hours after the event happened, and you were able to watch it, and it was being shared, and it was being pushed. Like, I remember waking up, and it was just on my Facebook feed. Like, how the fuck can it be there? The very last second, as he's shutting down his live stream, he also said, "All right, lads, don't forget to sub to PewDiePie," which is just fucking like everything about it is just. Oh,
PewDiePie actually replied to that too on
by
Twitter.
Not uploading a video for the day that it happened as well. He decides not film for the day, and his heart and sorrows out there, obviously for the. Yeah, so that's what happened. About 11:30 in the morning.
I think. And wait, what day was it?
2 days ago. What day is today?
So wait, it was a Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that I've noticed is that again, the media is talking about the killer, and we just did that, but we didn't mention his name, and I don't plan to mention his name. God, he was an ugly motherfucker too, wasn't he?
It's all glory to him, though.
Yeah,
everything what we're doing right now. I was a bit skeptical about talking about it just because I know it's actually what he wants. This is all.
Look, I'm okay with talking about it because I think we need to talk about it.
Yeah,
like something has happened in our international and especially regional community.
Yeah,
and it really does matter. Like, it does matter because it's happened and there's been a lot of consequences for a lot of people. But one thing I don't like is when people talk about, when people name them and then that specific name gets glory. So there was an article today that he's gone in front of a judge, and he's been done for one count of murder. And look, there's probably more charges are going to come. Well, again, because of the legal system, you need evidence and
there's a whole video evidence.
Well, no, but you need, and so I reckon that live streamed video will be used to get him on even more counts of murder.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I really wish the media would stop publishing the names of these killers. Instead,
it's immediate infamous glory to him.
Well, but here's the interesting thing, right? It's that, like, so you had Columbine, you had Virginia Tech, you had Sandy Hook, man, there's been so many mass killings in America. You had so many others, and those are just the ones I named off the top of my head. But I don't remember their names. I don't remember their names, and I'm glad of that because here's the thing as well, right? These guys are going to get they're going to get in the news for a few days, and because of the way the news cycle works, they're going to be forgotten. They're going to go to jail. He's going to be put in a hole, and I guarantee this, man, those Kiwi prison guards are going to treat him poorly. They're going to put him in a dark box for 23 hours a day for the rest of his life.
Good.
And fucking good on him.
Fuck yeah.
Now, this is one of those times where I don't know if I support the death penalty. Because here's the problem, right? I don't believe in hell, and I wish there was a hell for him to go to, but there's not.
No.
I think that I would rather him suffer in a box alone by himself, and maybe we can study him too. Maybe, because here's the problem. Like, everyone talks about how guns are the issue, and they are right. But you've also got to point out the fact that it wasn't just guns. Guns are just a tool. Like, I see guys with guns every day in this country, in this city, like armor guards, cops, private security guys.
He definitely would not have been able to do what he did without an AR-15, though, or the assault rifles that he used.
No, absolutely. Now, having said that, there was a guy in China that killed, I think it was 40 people with a knife, right? So someone will find a way.
Oh, those Chinese are crazy, though.
But
I wouldn't fight a Chinese man with a knife.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But it's not just the tool that they use. The tool makes it easier, which I don't like. But the problem is it's like, why? My question is, I suppose, how does a man like this become so animated with an ideology of hatred? But the problem is that because we are such a large country and a large community, no one was willing to listen to him and ask him questions and try to understand him and then not debate, but have a conversation with him and say, look, man.
Educate.
Well, not just educate, but like have a conversation with him. Like, because he's in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
He's in a he's in a right wing echo chamber. Just on a side note, Steam, the gaming platform.
Yeah. Tell me about this.
After this happened, Steam had to pull down over 100 profiles that had his photo or odes of recognition to him.
That's fucked. That's what I was talking about. Infamous glory. That's what I mean. That's what.
But here's another thing on that. Like when women talk about the gaming community being chauvinist or sexist or filled with young white nationalists or
men living in their parents' basements,
I think a lot of young blokes.
seagull.
I think a lot of young blokes that have that share this ideology or say they share it or support something like this, I think that they don't really understand. Like, they're so young and their empathy is so lacking that they don't understand like, imagine if someone went and shot their parents up or shot their church up or shot their school up.
Well, what about this? Senator Fraser Anning saying this is legit what he said. The real cause, Senator Fraser Anning, quote, real cause of bloodshed on New Zealand streets today is the immigration programs that allow Muslim fanatics to migrate to New Zealand in the first place. Man, that's fucked. That's exactly what you're just saying. That's like a child's mentality. Imagine.
Well, no, hold on. So, all right, here's the problem as well. It's that Fraser Anning is wrong.
Yeah.
But just because you're wrong doesn't mean that you're not listened to. Right? And here's what I mean. So when Adolf Hitler talked about the Jews, so here's one thing Hitler said about the Jews. Hitler said that the Jews were more loyal to international Jewry, Jewry, than they were to the German Republic, right? So essentially what that means is that he's questioning a whole nationalist, a whole ethnicity's loyalty to their country. Now, what Fraser Anning is doing, and not directly, but I don't like it when people accuse Muslims in Australia and New Zealand and America and Britain and Canada and
he's pretty much redirecting the fact that it was a stupid ideology from a fucked up man. That's the reason all this bloodshed is caused.
Yeah, but
just trying to seek refuge and come to live in a different country.
But so is 9/11, and here's the problem: you can't blame all Muslims for 9/11.
Absolutely,
and
not.
You can't blame all white blokes for what this bloke did.
No,
but
of course not. You blame the bloke.
Exactly. Yeah. But saying what Fraser Anning did, and here's the problem, right? So he's come out and said this.
Scott Morrison had a response.
Hold on. So and you're right. Now, actually, tell me what Scott Morrison's response was.
Scott Morrison's response was, "Those views have no place in Australia, let alone the Australian Parliament." Okay, stop. Now, here's the problem. Those views do have a place in Australian commentary, and here's why. Because sunlight is the best disinfectant. And as soon as you say, like Scott Morrison is wont to do, that these views don't have any place. Look, I think these views are absolutely abhorrent. Yeah.
But you cannot tell people that what they believe is wrong without having a conversation with them as to why. So when Scott Morrison says those views are unacceptable, he's right. But at the same time...
Yeah, I like that. light is the best disinfectant.
Absolutely, because here's the problem.
Now, what has the media done? He said this, and now everyone's fucking attacked him and telling him why he's wrong. And
yeah, no, but check this out. You're more of a gamer than me, and you didn't know about these guys on Steam.
No.
And here's the problem. ScoMo doesn't know about these guys on Steam.
Yeah.
ScoMo doesn't know about the fact that there is a whole underground resistance and movement, and we know that because of what happened in New Zealand.
Yeah.
There's when you tell someone that their views are unacceptable, you are negating the fears that they have. Now, look, there's a whole lot of white people in this country that don't understand the history that they are a part of, in the fact that they were the interloper to the Aboriginals. And now they're all like, oh, these Muslims are coming over.
Yeah,
and the Aboriginals are like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's exactly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Mate.
You are the son of the son of the son of the
We're
son
not even
of
going
a
back
mass
3
killer.
generations, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, and also, right, they were nicking kids up into the 70s, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so, and then these white boys go, oh, all these fucking Muslims. Hey, honestly, man, dude, I live in a Muslim, mainly Muslim community. And you know what I see? I see families. I see children. I see women. I see men that are just like, dude, nearly every Muslim I know works like a fucking, nearly every Muslim I know works like a fucking dog to make his sons and daughters' life better. And then this motherfucker goes into a mosque because of some stupid ideology. And here's the problem. There's going to be a whole lot of young Muslim men in New Zealand and Australia now that are going to feel persecuted by these right-wing cunts. And I don't think they're wrong. But the problem is that now you've got a heightening of tension here, and we're just going to go to war. What we need to do is have a conversation and ask these white nationalists, why are you afraid of brown people? And just ask them why, because then we can have a conversation. Is it jobs you're worried about? Is it culture that you're worried about? Is it politics? Is it your voting? Is it Sharia law? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it about these people that you don't like? Instead of just going, no, these views are unacceptable. And by the way, you know that Milo Yiannopoulos has had his visa cancelled as a consequence of making comments about this New Zealand massacre. I don't know what he said, but see, here's what happened, right? So the Minister for Immigration, against the advice of Homeland Security, was willing to approve Milo's visa, which I don't necessarily disagree with before New Zealand, right? But now that he's come out and said, and again, I don't know what he said, but now the immigration minister has said, no, you can't come. Now, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because I don't think you want a guy like Milo using his brand of, oh my God, it's all about me and I'm just so gay and I suck a black man's cock. I don't think you need that in such a sensitive time, when all you're going to do is flare up every bloody person in the country, either way, whether they're white or they're brown or they're atheist or Christian or Muslim, doesn't matter. But here's the problem again. You fuel the underground nature of this ideology. It's a lose-lose situation, man. This whole thing is crazy.
Yeah, just fucking crazy. And then a young teen goes and eggs Fraser in an interview. Fraser Anning in an interview. Yeah. Fraser Anning slaps and then throws hands again. It's like fucking one
okay.
Gets ready, fucking goes for a hook. Then all these bodyguards just jump on, like 2 of them.
No. I don't
one
think
gets a headlock or whatever.
No, it was his supporters.
Yeah, one gets a headlock, one gets a leg bar.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Yeah, you and I had a conversation before the podcast.
It's fucking stupid. That bloke's a kid. Look at me. I'm 100 fucking kilos and 6'3". A 17-year-old egged me and I threw a fucking hook. I could kill that kid, mate. It's fucking stupid. Still, if I wanted to choke out fucking 17-year-old, that's like taking fucking candy from a baby. It's absolutely ridiculous, and they need to show more composure as humans and as adults to not lash out on a fucking kid. It's like, to me, it was fucking barbaric. To me, it was a very primitive way of thinking, and it was a primitive way of acting, especially from a senator of a country.
I agree, but I just want to play devil's advocate. And I really do want to play devil's advocate here. It's that I think we should stop treating 16 and 17-year-old people like children.
No, we should.
No, we
shouldn't. Do you remember when you were 17?
I do. And I had hair on my balls, man, and I was expected to make decisions for myself. I didn't have a full-time job. I was in high school, but I had a part-time job. So, listen, man. Hold on. Just hold on. So my first job at 15 was working in a kill house in a country town, right? You want to throw me into a kill house where we slaughter animals and there's blood all over the floor. I've got to pull the feathers from dead carcasses and then salt the skins of these ostriches, right? Now, I was 15 years old. Put it this way, 100 years ago, you had young men who were 14, 15, 16, and 17 signing up to go to Gallipoli.
Yeah, we also, had a lot of things wrong 100 years ago.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go with a scientific way here, Anthony. Your muscles, your bones, and your biological body as a 16, 17-year-old is nowhere near that mass, density, and strength as a male adult. That is where I'm coming from. I don't care your maturity. I don't care your mental attitude. That body of that 17-year-old kid is not as developed as an adult.
Then
and serious damage from an adult can cause that body for the rest of its fucking life.
But hold on.
Has nothing to do with anything.
Then maybe he shouldn't have thrown a fucking egg at a senator. That's all I'm saying.
No,
all I'm saying is, look, don't get in the ring. No. Don't get in the ring if you're not prepared to fight. Now, having said that, I agree with you because here's what happened. Here's the overreaction. Anning punched him. Listen, you probably should have slapped him, Anning. Don't punch a kid. Don't do that.
Don't slap a kid either.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I agree with that. I'm going to retract my previous statement. Ash is freaking out right now because she's like, we're going to get kicked off YouTube.
Again, your body somebody.
All right, but hold on. All right, here's a question then. Here's a question then. What if he was 18?
What if he was 18?
Does it change anything?
Yeah.
What does it change?
It changes. So by the time,
so 1 year.
Well, I would say, about 18, 19 is when your body's properly developed. We've learned that's why there's an alcohol
limit. Not at all.
Yeah.
No. Dude.
Me at 16, I was 72 kilos. Me at 20, I was 95. Oh, there's a big fucking difference.
Yeah, but now you're changing the goalposts.
Yeah,
right?
Okay, yeah, 20 to 16.
No, so here's what I'm saying. Okay, Anning, you shouldn't have punched this kid. And frankly, if that happened to me, I'd just be like, dude, what are you doing?
First.
Now, because here's the problem, right? What Anning has done by punching this kid, he has elevated this into a newsworthy situation. If this kid, do you remember who was it that I think didn't Tony Abbott get egged or onioned or something? I know he ate an onion, but that was different.
There's lots of shit that's happened.
Do you remember that kid that hugged John Howard while holding a screwdriver?
No.
Did you remember that? And his security didn't do anything. And then the Chaser News Network was holding a chainsaw. The guy from the Chaser was holding a chainsaw trying to get John Howard to hug him on his morning run.
Oh, I used to love the Chaser.
But anyway, check this out. So just on this issue, here's where Anning fucked up. Number one, you have degraded yourself to the level of a child in retaliating to him, even though what he did was wrong and what he did was immature, right? And this kid's a fuckwit,
as well as the supporters, the full-grown.
Yeah, now and also you've got full-grown men putting this kid in a chokehold.
Yeah, which is extremely dangerous. It is.
Sort of.
Oh, fuck yeah!
If you do it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, and most of them are probably not trained on how to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Now, here's the other thing that I just think, Anning, you fucked up because you made it worse. If you had just had an egg in your pocket or something and thrown it back at the kid, maybe 1 for 1. But then, be like Christ, turn the other cheek. But he's not going to do that. But having said
unless
that,
your name's Eddie Bravo and that kid's Alex Jones,
or Joe Rogan,
don't worry about the
yeah.